Vincent Van Gogh, Dutch painter, March 30th, 1853 to July 29th, 1890. Great things are done by a series of small things brought together. I often think that the night is more alive and more richly colored than the day. I feel that there is nothing more truly artistic than to love people. What would life be if we had no courage to attempt anything? I dream of painting, and then I paint my dream. Love many things, for therein lies the true strength. And whosoever loves much performs much, and can accomplish much, and what is done in love is done well. There is no blue without yellow and without orange. As we advance in life, it becomes more and more difficult. But in fighting the difficulties, the inmost strength of the heart is developed. There may be a great fire in our hearts, yet no one ever comes to warm himself at it, and the passers-by see only a wisp of smoke. In spite of everything, I shall rise again. I will take up my pencil, which I have forsaken in my great discouragement, and I will go on with my drawing. Do not quench your inspiration and your imagination. Do not become the slave of your model. Conscience is a man's compass. Poetry surrounds us everywhere, but putting it on paper is, alas, not so easy as looking at it. A good picture is equivalent to a good deed. Painting is a faith, and it imposes the duty to disregard public opinion. An artist needn't be a clergyman or a church warden, but he certainly must have a warm heart for his fellow men. Those Dutchmen had hardly any imagination or fantasy, but their good taste and their scientific knowledge of composition were enormous. If boyhood and youth are but vanity, must it not be our ambition to become men? I put my heart and my soul into my work, and have lost my mind in the process. If you hear a voice within you say, "You cannot paint," then by all means paint, and that voice will be silenced. For my part, I know nothing with any certainty, but the sight of the stars makes me dream. The fishermen know that the sea is dangerous and the storm terrible, but they have never found these dangers sufficient reason for remaining ashore. The way to know life is to love many things. The more I think about it, the more I realize there is nothing more artistic than to love others. I wish they would only take me as I am. Paintings have a life of their own that derives from the painter's soul. One must work and dare if one really wants to live. Even the knowledge of my own fallibility cannot keep me from making mistakes. Only when I fall do I get up again. If one is master of one thing and understands one thing well, one has, at the same time, insight into and understanding of many things. Love always brings difficulties, that is true, but the good side of it is that it gives energy. One may have a blazing hearth in one's soul, and yet no one ever came to sit by it. Passers-by see only a wisp of smoke from the chimney and continue on their way. It is better to be high-spirited, even though one makes more mistakes, than to be narrow-minded and all too prudent. It is not the language of painters, but the language of nature which one should listen to, the feeling for the things themselves. For reality is more important than the feeling for pictures. How can I be useful? Of what service can I be? There is something inside me. What can it be? I experience a period of frightening clarity in those moments when nature is so beautiful. I am no longer sure of myself, and the paintings appear as in a dream. I see drawings and pictures in the poorest of huts and the dirtiest of corners.